every human being who ever was lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam. The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors, so that in glory and triumph they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this pixel on the scarcely distinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatreds. Our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe are challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. There is nowhere else, at least in the near future, to which our species could migrate. Visit? Yes. Settle? Not yet. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand. It has been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There is perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known.
So, aerospace engineering, yes. Yes, I will be speaking about aeronautical engineering too. So what was your takeaway from that video? Can you put it on the chat there? What was your takeaway from that video? All about life, yes. Aerospace engineering, okay. We are trying to settle on Mars, right? Tesla is trying its level best to settle, make people travel to Mars and settle. SpaceX, yes. How do people work and learn hard? Okay. The import of this particular video, why I showed you this video is, as generations after generations, in 1947, when we won our independence, infrastructure was our main problem. We did not have infrastructure. So we had to build dams, roads, we had to build buildings, schools, hospitals, correct? So then what would have been the areas of engineering that had prominence during that time? Architecture, civil engineering, construction, correct? Similarly, going forward, you people already have the infrastructure. You have seen metros, you're also seeing roads being paved where there were no roads at all. You have a sea link, you have a road inside the sea in Mumbai, Worli Sea Link. So you have seen all those infrastructure development is over, done. We are almost there. But so the next thing is aerospace engineering, or we are looking for other areas to settle or other planets where we can settle down. So to that end, every generation brings its own problems or identifies its own problem statements and tries to find engineering solutions to these problems. That was the import of that particular video. Now I'm going to share with you some prominent engineers in India. Let's see if you're able to actually identify them. Okay. Participants, kindly mute yourself so that you don't disturb others. Are you able to see the picture here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can unmute yourself and tell me how many ever you are able to identify.
Ma'am, Abdul Kalam, Sundar Pichai.
Ma'am,
Abdul
Kalam, Sundar Pichai. Sir, C.V. Raman.
You see Sir C.V. Raman here? Okay.
Electoral Sridharan.
Yes. Sridharan.
Yes, so.
Ma'am, Sridharan.
Steven.
Abdul Kalam.
The first person there.
G.D. Naidu.
That
G.D. Naidu.
yeah. Have you been to the Vishwesvaraya Museum in Bangalore?
Naidu, N-A-I-D-U.
Have you been to the Vishwesvaraya
G.D. Naidu போடுற கரிவாஜி அர்ஜுனே இத நீ படிக்கிற லட்சணம் எப்படி இருக்கு
Ma'am, you are unmuted. Okay, the next one. Since you're sitting at the computer, let's do this as a learning exercise. I'll give you the name, find out what it does. Satish Dhawan. Satish Dhawan. Find out who Satish Dhawan is.
India Space Research here.
Why somebody else has one second. Somebody else has shared their page. Yes, tell me, you were saying India's?
India Space Research owner, ma'am.
Yes.
ISRO's founder.
Kindly stop sharing. Whoever's sharing your screen, kindly stop sharing, please.
Ma'am, India's mathematician.
Abdul Kalam, what did he give us?
He is a nuclear
Man of India, ma'am.
He's a father of fluid dynamics.
Yes, he's the father of fluid dynamics. Okay.
Ma'am, he played a key role in the development of nuclear bomb in India, ma'am.
Missile man of India. Yes. Sridharan, we all know, gave us the metro.
He's a nuclear man of
Metro.
India.
Who's the next person after Sridharan? Do you recognize him?
Ma'am, Vikram Sarabhai.
No, that's not Vikram Sarabhai. I purposely didn't put Vikram Sarabhai here, because I didn't want too many aerospace people here. Raghuram Rajan. Have you heard of the name?
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Google and see who was Raghuram Rajan. He was the ex-governor of Reserve Bank. Yeah,
RBI.
RBI. Yes. Okay. Next is, of course, this person you all know, Sundar Pichai.
CEO of Google.
Yeah.
CEO of Google.
He is from Madurai. He is from Madurai. So Sundar Pichai, you know. Then next one is Satya Nadella. What is he?
Excuse me, ma'am, I cannot hear you.
Chief Executive Officer of Microsoft.
He is a
Microsoft.
Microsoft, yes. Then you have Narayana Murthy. What is who is Narayana Murthy? Who's Narayana Murthy?
CEO of Google, ma'am.
Hi.
Infosys. Infosys.
Infosys phone.
CEO of Infosys.
Yes.
Ma'am is the owner of Infosys.
Yes. Next is Mr. Korean. Mr. Korean.
Ma'am, Amul.
Father of White Revolution.
Amul.
Father of White Revolution.
The owner of Amul, ma'am.
Then you have Sam Pitroda. Google and see what Sam Pitroda did.
Ma'am, telecommunication engineer, ma'am.
Yes, telecommunications. Absolutely. He found the first digital diary. நம்மளோட flip phone வருது இல்லையா இப்படி fold phone சாம்சங்ல எல்லாம் வருது இல்ல அதே மாதிரி there used to be a digital diary wherein it is a handheld computer. You can put in all your messages, you can put in your calendar there, you can keep your address book contacts there, because those days we used to call through the landline. We still had not got the mobile phone. So whenever you wanted to call someone, you can go on to your digital diary, check the contacts, note down their number, then call them from the landline. So Sam Pitroda was the guy who invented that digital diary. Now, what is common amongst all these 10 people? They are all engineers.
Ma'am, they're all inventors.
They're all engineers.
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 Got it. So next, after this session, I want you to go back and read their brief biographies. You will find that even though they had all started out at different streams of engineering, and then they are working at different places, or they have contributed to a totally different field than engineering, the common skill sets they all had was innovation, the patience to solve problems, okay, and also the application of their knowledge as engineers. So these are things that commonly make up for a good engineer. So engineering is not about just some streams. Should I take aeronautical? Should I take computer science? Should I take IT, mechatronics, robotics? AI? What should I do? Yes, you have your aptitude, you have your own interest or passion area, but with that, you will also be in the 4 years of engineering that you do. You have to develop these skill sets of problem solving, creative reasoning, because going ahead, these are the skill sets that will get you employed. All of us can have an engineering degree. Does that guarantee that you will get a job? No, unless you have developed your skill sets, you will not be able to land a lucrative job. Okay? Understood? So with that, I will also introduce you to, now engineering sonna udanave namakku vandu obviously it is also related to very closely to another industry. Which industry is that?
IT industry. IT industry.
Robotics.
Robotics.
Information technology. So I'm going to share with you some important, or what would you call, let's say, a set of streams of engineering. Now, as you look through this, okay. Now, before I go and show you the streams, how do I know whether I am cut out for an engineering stream or not? எனக்கு எப்படி மேம் தெரியும் நான் இன்ஜினியரிங் படிக்கணுமா வேண்டாமா, என்னால படிச்சா நல்லா அதுல வேலை பார்க்க முடியுமா, எனக்கு அதுதான் பிடிக்குதா, எப்படி தெரியும்? How will you know? So we generally have something called as a career assessment. One second thing, if the career assessment says you are cut out for engineering also, some people come back to us and ask us, so which stream of engineering should I take? So we also have something called the engineering stream selector. So we tell you which stream of engineering you are likely to fit into. Okay, now second question, these are common questions that you people will end up asking me, so na adella munnadi I'm trying to answer. Ma'am, IIT liyum illa or particular college la padichada engineering ah மத்த காலேஜ்ல எல்லாம் படிச்சா இன்ஜினியர் ஆக முடியாதா? ஐஐடி மட்டும்தான் நமக்கு படிக்க முடியுமா? ஐடில படிச்சா மட்டும்தான் நமக்கு வேலை கிடைக்குமா? Nothing like that. எந்த காலேஜ்ல படிச்சாலும் the success depends on you. Irrespective of which college you choose, which course you choose, the success depends on you. There are n number of IIT, IIM people I can show you who are sitting today jobless because they never bothered to actually work on themselves and improve their skill sets. So எந்த காலேஜ்ல engineering எடுத்தாலும் you have to work on yourself. You have to identify your areas of improvement and then you have to work on them during that 4 years, and that is how you become a successful career oriented person. Okay, now what are the skill sets, common skill sets that people want? Ma'am, English பேச வரலனா முடியாதா? இன்னிய தேதிக்கு I know a person who went to a government college in Dindivanam and then sitting in UK in one of a prominent positions. Okay, he never learned to speak in English till he reached London. அது வரைக்கும் இங்கிலீஷ் broken English தான் பேசுவார் அவரு. ஆனா he is one of my counselors. But இந்திய தேதிக்கு he has picked up a language. Language is like that, right? இப்ப நீங்க தமிழ்நாட்டுல இருக்கீங்க, தமிழ் பேசுறீங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. நாளைக்கு போய் நீங்க கேரளாலயோ இல்ல கர்நாடகாலயோ செட்டில் ஆனீங்கன்னா ஒரு 3-4 மாசத்துல broken தமிழ், broken மலையாளம், broken கன்னடம் மாதிரி பிக்கப் பண்ணிடுவீங்க. இங்கிலீஷும் அப்படிதான். Once you have the need to speak in English, you will automatically pick up. Communication is not about the language alone. It is much more than that. But what is important is how well you do communicate. எவ்வளோ நல்லா உங்களால நீங்க நினைக்கிற விஷயத்தை எவ்வளோ அழகா உங்களால சொல்ல முடியுது. உங்க டீச்சர்ஸ் இல்லாம இருக்காங்க, இருந்தாலும் சொல்றேன். Many times you people would have felt that மேம் இந்த மேம்க்கு சப்ஜெக்ட் நல்லா தெரியும், ஆனா அவங்க சொல்லி கொடுக்கறது ஒண்ணுமே புரியல எங்களுக்கு. ஏன்னா அவங்களால அவங்களோட லெவல்ல அவங்க யோசிக்கிற லெவலுக்கு உங்க லெவல்ல இறங்கி வந்து உங்ககிட்ட கம்யூனிகேட் பண்ண முடியலன்னா இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் வரும் இல்லையா? சோ அந்த மாதிரி தான். So communication is not about just languages. It is about how you are able to translate. நம்ம யோசிக்கிறத எப்படி நம்ம அடுத்து நமக்கு எதிராளிக்கு எப்படி நம்ம புரிய வைக்கிறதுங்கிறது தான் communication. So communication skill is definitely something that you need to pick up in your 4 years of your college life. Under graduationல pick up பண்ணியே ஆகணும். ஏன்னா ரிமெம்பர், இன்டர்வியூக்கு போறச்சே 5 நிமிஷத்துல இருந்து 10 நிமிஷத்துக்குள்ள அந்த எதிர்த்தாப்புல உட்கார்ந்து இருக்கவங்க வந்து நீங்க அவங்க கம்பெனிக்கு தகுதியானவங்களாங்கிறத வந்து அவங்க டிசைட் பண்ணியே ஆகணும். ஸோ உங்களுக்கு கொடுக்கப்பட்ட டைம் only 5 minutes to 10 minutes. So you need to learn to communicate. Okay. Second, இன்னைய தேதிக்கு presentation skillsங்கிறது important, very very important. நீ ஒரு சேல்ஸ் கையா இருந்தா கூட வந்து நீ வந்து presentation பண்ணியே ஆகணும். You need to do presentation, so learn how to do your presentation. What I find very appalling is நீங்க உங்க எல்லாருக்கும் டெக்னாலஜி நல்லா தெரியும். ஒரு கம்ப்யூட்டரையோ இல்ல ஒரு புது போனையோ கொடுத்தா அது அக்கு வேற ஆணி வேற நோண்ட தெரியும். ஆனா அத பிரயோஜனமா எப்படி யூஸ் பண்றதுங்கிறது சுத்தமா கத்துக்கிறது கிடையாது. Somehow you people don't use it as a tool for learning or a tool for enhancing your skills. Okay, so try to learn how to do a good presentation. That is something that again every IT industry, every industry, irrespective of whichever industry. I'm a psychologist. Today I'm doing a presentation to you. If I'm not able to tell you something in a very clear and clarifying manner, Hemalata ma'am will not call me back again. So presentation skills are very 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 important. Okay. Second, third, எந்த ஒரு ஃபீல்டா இருந்தாலுமே like I said, நம்ம 1947ல நம்ம வந்து இண்டிபெண்டன்ஸ் வாங்கினப்போ நமக்கு இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர் தான் முக்கியமா இருக்கு. கரெக்ட். Then 90sல கம்ப்யூட்டர் சயின்ஸ் it took over, right? Thanks to Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, we have the IT industry came into India. Correct. Now as we progress, the world has changed. The world has changed so much. So going forward, you should be aware of what your future is. What is the future fields that are opening up? So adukku enna skill set veno, and the skill set you have to learn. Now ungaloda advantage vandu technology irukku, ungalku opportunities irukuna, there is also a disadvantage. We are the youngest nation as of now. That means for every job opening up, there are 10,000 applications. ஒரு வேலைக்கு 10,000 பேர் இது பண்றாங்க, job application போடுறாங்க. So how will you differentiate yourself? ஒரு IT industry எடுத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட் லீடர் ரோல்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா கிட்டத்தட்ட வந்து ஒரு 50,000 பேர் இருப்பாங்க. அந்த 50,000 பேர்ல இருந்து only 5,000 people are going to be promoted to the level of team leader. எப்படி சூஸ் பண்ண முடியும்? 50,000 பேர்ல இருந்து 5,000 பேர் தான் நான் சூஸ் பண்ணணும் அப்படிங்கறச்சே, you have to be a differentiator. You have to be a change maker. அது எப்ப வரும்? When you upskill yourself. When you become a leadership material, that is when you will get promoted. Mid management level ல ஒரு வாரத்துல நான் 10 பேரை பாக்குறேன். மேம் நான் அவ்வளோ கான்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்றேன் மேம், ஆனா வந்து எனக்கு வந்து ப்ரமோஷனே கொடுக்கல மேம். They are so blinded, they don't even think. காலையில 9ல இருந்து 5 ஒரு இடத்துல உட்கார்ந்து ஒரே வேலையை பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறதால உனக்கு ப்ரமோஷன் கொடுக்க முடியாது. You have to differentiate yourself. So you need to actually upskill yourself. Constant upskill எப்ப வரும்? Only when you are aware of what's happening in your field. உங்க ஃபீல்ட்ல என்னெல்லாம் இருக்கு இன்னைய தேதிக்கு, if I ask you to write on the paper, what are the different professions that you think that an engineer can get into, or what are the different career options an engineering student can get into அப்படின்னு எழுதினா என்ன எழுதுவீங்க? predominant என்ன எழுதுவீங்க? எல்லாரும் என்ன எழுதுவீங்க? எல்லாரும் IT, right? மிஞ்சி போனா ஆர்கிடெக்சர் எழுதுவீங்க, சில பேர் சிவில் எழுதுவீங்க. only you know only of the software engineer, correct? only அது ஒண்ணுதான் தெரியும். ஏன்னா நமக்கு அவ்வளவுதான் அனுபவம். there are n number. That's why I'm going to show you all the streams and career options that are available to an engineer. இன்ஜினியரிங் படிச்சுட்டு யாருமா அது சொல்றது டாக்டர் ஆக முடியும்னு? தமிழ் சினிமாவா எடுக்கிறோம்? இன்ஜினியரிங் படிச்சுட்டு டாக்டர்லாம் ஆக முடியாது. ஓகே, so you need to actually show up. You have to learn.
இது ரெண்டு கேட்காம இது மூணுத்துல இருந்து
okay. If your aim, Haripriyan, if your aim is aerospace, find out whether first you have the aptitude to be an aerospace engineer.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Aerospace engineering, kindly hold all your questions. I will come back to it at the end of the session. Okay. So first I'm going to be showing you all the different streams that are related to engineering. Note down as much as possible in your papers and then select 5 options from that. Okay, ready? This is an app developer, air quality consultant, application analyst, application developer, application manager, architecture and engineering manager, artificial intelligence, associate HW engineer, automation engineer, automotive engineer, back-end developer, BIM technician, a tester, or whatever you would like to call it. Boat and shipbuilding, CAD engineer.
Okay, please go a little slow, ma'am.
Ceramic engineer. Chemical engineer. Chiropractor. Civil engineer. Cloud developer. coder, communication engineer, computer information system manager, computer network architect. All this comes coder, communication engineer, computer and information system manager. All these are jobs or careers under the IT department or the information technology. Computer programmer, computer science administrator. These can be for even for educational sectors. Computer science analyst, blogger, tech support, construction estimator, control and instrumentation engineering, curriculum developer, cyber security expert, engineers and specialists under the same, data analysts, data scientists, database administrator, diagnostic engineers. Now, data analysts, data scientists, while it is common for, it is basically shown here as an engineering thing because you use a lot of Python language and statisticals using computers and stuff. It is again common to all research-oriented fields. Drafter is electrical, technical officer, engineer, embedded engineer, ethical hacker, forensic computer analyst. Now, these are one of my friends. He's the head of the Government of India's ethical hacking department. So actually, he never completed his engineering degree as this, but still he is one of the leading authorities on ethical hacking and forensic computer hacking in the world. Freelancer, front-end developer, game designer, game developer, again a hacker, handloom technologies. Handloom technologist is one person who comes up with all these computer printed designs. Hardware design engineer, industrial production engineer, information system management, instrumentation. Instrumentation is in India is majorly used in the field of medical sciences.
Excuse
well
me,
as-
ma'am.
Yes.
Is it graphic designing?
It is not graphic designing. Instrumentation is different.
Okay, ma'am.
Investment analyst, Internet of Things engineer. This is again a very growing field right now. IT consultant, IT executive, maintenance, manufacturing engineer, materials engineer, mechanical engineer, merchandise sourcing, all your e-markets like Amazon, Flipkart, all that uses merchandise sourcing. Mine engineers.
Ma'am,
Yes.
can you go a little up, ma'am? I'll try.
Little?
Up, ma'am. I didn't see you. Engineering and technology.
Mechanical engineer.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Multimedia programmer. NOC engineer. What is NOC? Even I don't know. I'll have to check. Many streams, they will have certain abbreviations for which we might have to go back and do a lot of research work. Nuclear engineering. Recently, I did visit the Kudambakam nuclear plant. They do take a lot of physics and engineering students as interns. PCB designer, PHP developer, power electronics engineer, programmer, project engineer. These are all job titles actually, more of Python developer, quality manager. TCS was one of the first pioneers in the IT industry to bring in quality control. A Red Hat certified engineer, remote product manager, engineer, renewable energy. This is again that is getting a lot of thrust from the Government of India, renewable energy engineering. Robotics,
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes.
Ma'am, NOC engineering means it is a network operation center, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Robotics, software engineer. Robotics is another thing that is taking over Chat GPT and all your other AI technologies. Sound and audio engineering. This is why I asked you whether you did all your motion pictures. They involve sound and audio engineering, all any kind of entertainment, even the background music that you see in your games. Station master, subject matter expert, system admin, testing, trade support, UX and UI, usability wireframes, how your visuals will look, UI, web developer, wind turbine technicians. Some of them are careers, some of them are just the job titles that you might come across, right? Yeah, biotechnology is broken down into all those other industries here. That's why I didn't give you to you in the name of what the AICT calls them, civil or whatever. Okay. So these are some of the other job titles or career options that you can see. Now,
Ma'am,
yes, sir.
ma'am, can share the link that you went to that website, no, ma'am. So it will be useful for all others.
No, I will not be able to do that. You will have to take my appointment and go through a career counseling session with me for you to be able to access that.
Ma'am,
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, I cannot hear your voice clearly, ma'am.
It must be your network problem, your bandwidth problem. Check. Close
Ma'am?
all other tabs and keep only this open. Yes, please.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm having a doubt.
Not as civilians, Haripriyan, you cannot, you need an appointment to visit the nuclear power plant. And one of the head physicists working there is a friend of mine. So I had to, I have to give him all my details, include my Aadhaar card and other stuff. What am I doing and all those things. They will do a verification, then give you an appointment with a specific, and even then you're not allowed to visit the whole plant. There are only certain parts of the plant where you are allowed to visit. Okay. Now, before I start questions, hold on for a minute. Last 20 minutes are for the questions. So don't worry, just hold on for a minute because I started around 10:40. I will be here till 11:40. Now, irrespective of whichever engineering stream you're selecting, okay, as you go forth, as you get exposed to the stream, let's say you're starting out as a automobile engineer or you're starting out as a mechanical engineer. As you get exposed to these engineering streams and your college life at large, you might choose to do a different specialization in a different area in your PG, post-graduation. Some people might not even want to do MS or ME, they might want to do MBA. Doesn't matter. That 4 years is for you to discover yourself along with your career options. Got it? Now, I will take questions one by one. In the same order that you people raise your hands, only that person will be allowed to unmute and I will take questions from them. Okay. So Deekshita Verma, unmute yourself.
Yes. Ma'am, does UX and UI come under graphic designing?
Yeah, it does to a major extent. Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Mahita.
Yes, ma'am. For engineering, first, what is the basic thing we have to do, ma'am? For selecting these types of, like Python developer, we have to finish first engineering course only, ma'am.
Not necessary. Not for Python language developer, you don't have to finish your engineering degree. You can learn Python outside also. But if you want to have engineering as your career, okay, or you want to be a career engineer, you need to have some amount of math aptitude. Math aptitude is a must, because without maths, you will not be able to do that. So math aptitude is definitely a must.
Yes, ma'am.
Sanjushri, can you hold on? I will definitely talk about agricultural engineering. Okay.
Ma'am, another one thing is, if I assign a hacker,
Can you be a little more louder, Mahita? I'm not able to hear you, please. Come near to the.
you hear me, ma'am, now?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. For hacking, we have to also, we don't need to study engineering, like hacking, ethical hacking.
Ethical hacking. Okay. Can you go to, I mean, you can check out that, but I think ethical hacking actually, no. You need a computer language aptitude for that. That means you do need to know computers. You need to definitely know how to write coding, how to code and how to run programs. So definitely computer knowledge is important. But I don't know. My friend, his name is Blennet Joseph. You can check him out on the web. Blennet Joseph is a very close friend of mine, and he is not an engineer per se.
Excuse me, ma'am.
No, you cannot. Danya Sharathi, you have to wait.
No, ma'am. I don't have a doubt. I just want to say something.
Yes, please.
I don't think we really have to do anything for ethical hacking, because learning it nowadays is very easy. We can just search it rather on YouTube or Google.
Everything is very easy because everything is available on the tip of your.
Yes.
That's a wonderful thought that you came up with, but let me wait. Hold on to it. I'll answer that in a little while. Okay.
Ma'am?
Darshana. Dashwan.
What is name, ma'am?
Yeah, Mahita, are you done?
Yes, ma'am. Once again, what is the name? You said that your friend of yours is a hacker. What is his name?
Joseph.
Joseph?
Blennet Joseph.
Leonard Joseph. Thank you, ma'am.
Blennet Joseph. Okay. Darshana.
Ma'am, can I know which is most expensive and important engineering course?
That will depend on the captation fee that you're giving.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Thanks.
Tribhuvan.
Ma'am, ma'am,
Yes, Tribhuvan.
can you say which is the best course to study in engineering, ma'am?
See, there is no best or there is no least aptitude, or there's nothing like that. It is the person. It depends on you. See, like psychology also has a lot of other streams. Okay. There are oncology psychologists, there are trauma psychologists, there are relationship psychologists. I'm an educational psychologist because that is the field I chose to work on. Right. So, Tribhuvan, there is no such course as this course, this engineering course is good, or this is good, that is bad, nothing like that. It depends on your aptitude and your passion of area of work.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ajay.
Ma'am, I have one doubt, ma'am.
1 second, Ajay. Netra, you want to ask something? You'll have to raise your hand and wait in queue. Ajay, yes, please.
Ma'am, after studying in IIT, getting software engineer, how is different from studying in other colleges, engineering colleges, and getting software engineer, ma'am?
That's what I said. That doesn't make any difference. Maybe your exposures are different. Maybe the way your language has developed, or the way you write a blog spot, or your areas of interest. Majorly, studying in a good colleges gets you a good networking capability. So IIT la படிச்சிட்டு நிறைய பேர் IIM போவாங்க, இல்ல அவங்களோட own இது ஆரம்பிப்பாங்க. So அவங்களோட அந்த நெட்வொர்க் இருக்கச்சே நாளைக்கு உன்னோட career progressionக்காக when you need someone to help you or give you a hand, that helps. And the networking definitely helps. Especially IITs liyato, BITS liyato, ingella vandu the networking, the old school or the old boys school is very, very strong. So avangaloda alumni network is very strong. Adudha main. Deepika.
Ma'am, what are the courses we want to read for aerospace engineering, ma'am?
Same PCM தான். Astrophysics la irukke ungalku தான் idhila. அதே PCM தான் 12th la படிக்கணும். But you have to be extremely good in physics and math if you want to get into aerospace engineering.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, what is the link between Python language and engineering, ma'am?
Python is the most used language, I think, though I'm not an engineer remember, so I'm just giving you what I understand. Maybe some of your classmates will be able to answer it better than me. So Python is the most used language for app development these days. So it has become important. Data analytics, especially, they are using a lot of Python language. So it is being taught. Earlier, it used to be something else. Now it is Python.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anushka.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Anushka.
Ma'am, what's the difference between aeronautical engineering and aerospace engineering?
Aeronautical engineering and
Aerospace engineering.
aerospace. Okay, aeronautical, it is more to do with your planes and stuff. Aerospace is your space travel. The basic requisites and the basic papers are all the same, almost same. But aerophysics or the physics, there are certain aspects of physics you will be paying more attention in aerospace. And India aerospace engineering is only available as a PG and not as a UG. So preferably, if you want to get into aerospace, I would suggest go the BSc physics route, not as an engineer.
Ma'am, I too have another doubt, ma'am.
Who's this? Ajay, wait. Sai Nivesh.
Ma'am, at future, which engineering have the best scope, ma'am?
All engineering
field.
have scope. Nivesh, there is no.
Ma'am, I have another doubt, ma'am.
Guys, please mute yourself. I'm talking to Sai Nivesh. Let me answer his question.
Ma'am, for cyber security, what which engineering field we should take? Ma'am? Software?
IT.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Sandeepan.
Ma'am, I have a doubt in agricultural engineering, ma'am.
Okay, agricultural engineering, enna doubt?
Ma'am, what is the use of agriculture engineering when we are studying?
So 2040, how old will you be?
2040.
Sandeepan, how old will you?
Ma'am, you can ask one more again, ma'am.
2040, உனக்கு என்ன வயசு ஆயிருக்கும்னு கேட்டேன். Roughly 20 years from now, man.
Yes, ma'am. I think 20. Yes.
How old will you be?
2023 like that, ma'am.
2023 like that? Okay. அவ்வளவுதான் ஆயிருக்குமா உனக்கு?
Ma'am, it will be somewhere in 40 years.
40 years old, right? So I'm asking you, so 2040 நீ சாப்பாடு சாப்பிடுவியா மாட்டியா?
Ma'am?
சாப்பாடு சாப்பிடுவோமா மாட்டோமா?
சாப்பிடுவோம் மேம்.
சாப்பிடுவோம்ல? அப்ப அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் இருக்கணுமா வேண்டாமா?
இருக்கணும் மேம்.
அப்ப அக்ரிகல்ச்சரல் இன்ஜினியரிங் வேணுமா வேண்டாமா?
இல்ல மேம், அக்ரிகல்ச்சர்ன்றது அது தனியா ஃபார்ம்ல போயிட்டு வேலை செய்யுது மேம். இன்ஜினியரிங்க்கும் அக்ரிகல்ச்சருக்கும் என்ன மேம் கனெக்ஷன்?
நீ சொல்ல பார்க்கலாம். இப்போ எஜுகேஷனுக்கு உங்க ஸ்கூல்ல ஐடி டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் இருக்கா? கம்ப்யூட்டர் சயின்ஸ் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் ஆர் ஐடி டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் தட் சப்போர்ட்ஸ். இப்ப நான் ஜூம்ல பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன் உங்க எல்லார்கிட்டயும், உங்க ஸ்கூல் ஜூம்ல. இதுக்குன்னு ஒரு டெக்னீஷியன் இருக்காங்களா இல்லையா உங்க ஸ்கூல்ல?
இருக்காங்க மேம்.
ஐடி டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்டுக்கும் ஸ்கூலுக்கும் என்ன சார் சம்பந்தம்?
தெரியல மேம்.
It is making things easier for us, right?
Oh, yes ma'am.
I would not have been able to address so many of you at one stretch if not for computer science, right? If not for the IT. Similarly, நம்மளோட population நான் தான் சொன்னேன்ல உங்க ஜெனரேஷன்ல தான் population ஜாஸ்தி. அப்ப அந்த ஜெனரேஷன் சாப்பாடு வேணும்னா நான் திரும்பி அதே மாதிரி ஒரு ஏக்கர்ல if I'm just let's say I'm just harvesting 1 ton of rice, is it enough? Instead, if engineering can help me in harvesting say 3 or 4 tons, wouldn't it be welcome? ஆமாவா இல்லையா?
எஸ் மேம்.
அதுதான். டிராக்டர் யூஸ் பண்றாங்களா? இப்போ நிறைய இடத்துல டிராக்டர் யூஸ் பண்றாங்க, பாத்திருக்கியா? உழறதுக்கு முன்னாடி எல்லாம் மாட்டை வச்சு உழுதுட்டு இருந்தோம், இப்ப டிராக்டரால ஃபாஸ்டா பண்றோம் இல்லையா?
எஸ் மேம்.
அதுதான். That's where the engineering part comes in. Again, there is one more person, Raghavan Sampath Kumar. He is an agricultural engineer. He has taken the Indian agricultural techniques to the world forum also. Again, another good friend of mine. So this is where I gather. See, guys, this is how I become an educational psychologist. நான் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி அவங்க ஃபீல்டுல நல்ல what would you call whoever is the most prominent in that particular field, I talk to them and get them to work with me. Sorry, you just need to give me a moment. I need to plug in my charger. Just a moment.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
But go ahead, go. Sujata, ask me your next question.
Sujata here.
Ma'am. Yes, Sujata.
Ma'am, good morning, ma'am. My doubt is, as you said, that data analyst is research-oriented field. For that, we want to finish engineering course, ma'am.
Engineering படிச்சிட்டு MS போறவங்க நிறைய பேர் இருக்காங்க. ரிசர்ச் உள்ள போறவங்களும் நிறைய பேர் இருக்காங்க. Like biotechnologists, even computer science departmentல இருந்து ரிசர்ச் போறவங்க, academicians எல்லாருமே இருக்காங்க. அவங்க எல்லாருக்கும் aerospaceல especially data crunching is an important aspect of aerospace.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Mahita, I've already answered some questions, so kindly wait till I take someone new. Adarsh.
Ma'am.
Adarsh.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ask me your question.
Ma'am, my ambition is CBI with detective, ma'am. Ma'am, shall I study the engineering for CBI with detective?
If you want to go for a CBI role and if you want to go through the engineering route, my suggestion would be biotechnology followed by research in forensic or specialization in forensic technology, biotechnology, and then take up the CBI route. Or BSc, B biotechnology முடிச்சிட்டு இதுவும் எழுதலாம். UPSC exam எழுதியும் போகலாம்.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Jivita.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes.
Ma'am, what is the basics or skills that I need to know to get into an abroad aeronautics college?
First thing you need to do aeronautical engineering here 4 years. Adikapra you will have to apply for aeronautical engineering courses abroad.
Okay, ma'am. And on what basis do they select students?
While your CGPA need not be above 7.5 or 8, but they will abroad universities, all of them always look for a more holistic approach. So you need to have participated in symposiums, you need to have done some projects, presentations, paper writing, holistic approach இருக்கணும். Cultural activity, non-cultural activity, அது எல்லாமே பாப்பாங்க. There are 3 areas, curricular, co-curricular and extracurricular. 3 areas பாப்பாங்க.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Parikshit. Yoga Parikshit.
கேக்குதா மேம்? மேம் கேக்குதா மேம்?
கேக்குதுமா, சொல்லு.
மேம் எந்த இன்ஜினியரிங் செய்யறானா மேம்?
எதுமா?
இல்ல மேம் எந்த இன்ஜினியரிங் செய்யறாமா கேக்குதா மேம்?
2 at a time. How is it possible in the first place? Second thing, now you have to go for mechatronics or something like that, where you have a confluence of 2 engineering streams subscribed by the AICTE.
Okay, ma'am. Tarun is not there. Sudha.
Yeah, 1 minute, ma'am. Yeah, how what kind of engineering knowledge will enhance us to bond a link between many others to get a good economy, ma'am? What kind of engineering knowledge?
Good economy na புரியல. நல்லா சம்பாதிக்கணும்ங்கறியா இல்ல வந்து
நான் அந்த மாதிரி சொல்ல வரல மேம். எந்த மாதிரியான இன்ஜினியரிங் நாலேஜ் வந்து நம்ம வந்து ஃபியூச்சர்ல நல்ல ஒரு இன்கம் மேக் பண்ணிட்டு நல்ல ஒரு எக்கானமில செட்டில் ஆகிறதுக்கு நல்ல யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும் மேம்.
See, this is what I said at the beginning of the session itself. Irrespective of whichever engineering you're doing, okay, the success depends on you. நீ எவ்வளவு தூரம் உன்னோட ஸ்கில் செட்ஸ் டெவலப் பண்ணி உன்னை மார்க்கெட் பண்ணிக்கிறியோ அவ்வளவுக்கு அவ்வளவு சக்சஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும்.
யா இப்ப வந்து என்னோட எய்ம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா மார்க்கெட்டிங்ல இருக்கு மேம். ஆனா எந்த மாதிரி கைண்ட் ஆஃப் இன்ஜினியரிங் எடுத்தா அதுக்கும் அந்த இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் ஸ்போக்கா இருக்கும் மேம்.
Any of the fields எல்லாத்துலயுமே there are products that needs to be sold, and if marketing is your passion, go into the marketing aspect of it. You will have a knowledge of the product, how it is working, and you will also know how to sell it.
Yeah, thank you.
Sudha.
Happy afternoon, ma'am.
Happy afternoon. Tell me.
I am Delicia from Velamal, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, in engineering, we have many of the courses, and some courses have, in future, they don't have work. And how we can choose that, ma'am?
இதுதான் சொன்னேன். பேப்பர் படிக்கிற பழக்கம் இருக்கா எல்லாருக்கும்? நியூஸ் பேப்பரா பார்த்ததே இல்ல மேம். விவேக் சொல்ற மாதிரி வடை பஜ்ஜி அமுத்துறதுக்கு மட்டும் தான் மேம் யூஸ் பண்றோம்னா ஒண்ணும் பண்ண முடியாது. You need to have current knowledge கண்ணா. You need to have what is happening in the என்ன ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா there was a time when computer science was a separate stream, right? But now computer science is like across, even that's what I'm saying. As a psychologist, I am using data analysis. I am using apps developed for particular psychological care. So engineering and computer science are a problem solver. They are not a separate stream as is. So whether we need or not need, or how it might morph into something else. It might not be the same, it might morph into something. Example சொல்றேன். There is this ECE ஒரு இது இருக்கு. Electronics and Communication. Yes or no? Electronic and Communication Engineering. ஒரு காலத்துல it was used for setting up networking. That is analog systems set பண்றதுக்காக யூஸ் பண்ணாங்க. ஆனா அதுவே இப்ப வந்து டிஜிட்டலா மாறிடுச்சு. Correct? It will morph. It might not go out of work, it might morph.
Thank you, ma'am.
Saransh.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, I am interested in learning astrophysics and astronomy. Then I want to try for the Indian Air Force, ma'am. So what stream should I choose and what should I learn, ma'am?
First, Air Force போனோம்னா BE முடிச்சிட்டு கூட போலாம். Okay?
Ma'am, can you speak in English as I'm not
comfortable? If you want to get into the Air Force, you can go after your BE degree itself. Okay? If you want to continue working in the air, or you want to further study in the aerospace thing, that is what I said. You need not necessarily take aeronautical engineering. BSc Physics also would do for that.
No, ma'am,
Okay?
it's fine, but I want to also learn astrophysics and astronomy.
Then you will have to go into BSc Physics. You cannot do that in BE.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am?
1 minute, Ajay. This next person, BBC Karur 9A, Sadhana, Sri Sadhana.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, as you said earlier, agriculture engineering means it helps to produce more yield, ma'am.
Not necessarily only yield. That was an example I gave. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. But but you said the example for getting more than 1 ton in a 1 acre, but it is related to biology and chemistry, you know, ma'am, by adding more fertilizers.
Yeah. So agricultural engineering, you will be studying all those things also. Soil biology padipinga, you will be studying about biotechnology. All those papers you will be doing.
Okay, ma'am. I have another doubt, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ma'am, you said many types of engineering, no, ma'am. In that, what is the IoT engineering, ma'am?
Internet of Things.
Ma'am, can you explain me in a very short
No,
terms,
I might not be able to do justice to that. I would suggest you go and read up on it on the net. Internet of Things is like how you're using, like somebody told me just now that it is easier. All these things are very easy. I can learn it on my own on the computer. There is a difference between learning or knowing about something and learning something. That is the answer I give that person back then also.
I have a doubt, ma'am.
Something is different from learning something. Okay?
Yes,
I might know how to make a good pie. I might know what a payasam is, or I might know what a good payasam is doesn't mean that I
Excuse me,
know.
ma'am.
There's a difference, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Adida. Oh. Next,
Okay,
Haripriya.
ma'am. Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Running out, so make it fast. Haripriya.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
thanks for
Ma'am.
opportunity, ma'am.
Thank you, Haripriya. Go ahead.
Ma'am, my doubt is, my aim is ISRO, ma'am, ISRO scientist, ma'am. What I would study, ma'am? Aerospace or
What
BSc
did
physics,
Mr.
ma'am?
Abdul Kalam study? What did Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam study?
I don't know about that.
Go and
Aeronautical.
search. Aeronautical engineering. He did his aeronautical engineering.
Ma'am, he is DRDO, ma'am.
Go and search first for the difference between ISRO and DRDO and then come back. Sadhana.
Ma'am, one doubt.
Sadhana.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
ma'am, my aim is to become a data scientist, ma'am. Which engineering stream to proceed for that?
Computer science. Computer science would be what I would recommend.
Ma'am, you mean BTech computer science?
Yes.
After the completion of that course, what to proceed, ma'am?
You can actually do side by side. You can do a data science, data analytics course from IIT Madras, and then search for a job that gives you that edge or data analyst job. Go for a data analyst job.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
ma'am,
Pungundran, please go ahead.
Ma'am, my aim is to become an IAS. Which is engineering too useful for me, ma'am?
Engineering, any engineering, but daily newspaper padikano.
Okay,
And
ma'am.
at the end of your, once you have graduated, UPSC exam kodukano. Exam kodukradhukku munadi or 3 to 6 months kandipa prepare for the exam before you give your exams.
Okay, ma'am.
And have a good physical health. That is very, very essential if you're giving your UPSC exam.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
ma'am,
Good evening. Good morning, ma'am.
Swati, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I need to study Air Force, ma'am. Which course can I take? Which is the best? Can I
Air
go
Force.
for IIT colleges?
Air Force, sir. Air Force, Achane. What were you saying, Swati?
Yes, ma'am. Air Force, ma'am.
Air Force. So you want to get into Air Force? Any aeronautical engineering, actually electrical engineering, EC, in the stream Air Force le pola. You can go into
Yes,
Air
ma'am.
Force. They have a lot of openings.
NIT, IIT college can I prefer, ma'am?
NIT, IIT la da padikkonum illa. They have a better reputation for it.
So NIT, IIT is better, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
hello, ma'am.
Gugan.
Ma'am, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Gugan. Yeah.
Ma'am, if there is any disadvantages of engineering?
நிறைய அரியர்ஸ் வெச்சா டிஸ்அட்வான்டேஜ். அரியர்ஸ் வைக்காத வரைக்கும் there is no disadvantage.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Geetika. Geetika. Yeah, go ahead.
What are the institutions throughout
You will have to speak louder. I'm not able to hear you.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, what are the institutions throughout India to choose ISRO, ma'am? For ISRO, ma'am.
Chennai, Anna University is more than enough. That is where Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Mr. Mailsamy all went from.
Okay, ma'am. And which engineering field is chosen the least and is more difficult, ma'am?
Least and is most difficult.
Yes.
Least because you might not be aware of what are the job opportunities. That is when something becomes least chosen. ஒரு காலத்துல பயோடெக்னாலஜி கூட அப்படிதான் இருந்தது. தேங்க்ஸ் டு கொரோனா இப்ப எல்லாரும் பயோடெக்னாலஜி படிக்கணும்னு பாக்குறாங்க. ஓகே. And what was the other part? Most difficult, everything is the same. AICT has made it in such a way that the first 3 semesters are common to everybody. Irrespective of whichever stream you choose, the first 3 semesters are almost similar. They teach you problem solving skills and stuff like that. Later on, you get into specialization. Your 3rd year onwards, you get into specialization. Okay, I think that's all we have time for today.
Ma'am, last one
Ajay.
more doubt, ma'am. Ma'am, to become a game developer or an app developer after completing 12th, which stream we have to choose, ma'am?
See, if you're going for app or game developer, you can choose BE, but there are courses available outside of that also for you to learn these things.
What kind of courses, ma'am, that one?
There are a lot of courses actually. You can go onto the net and search. There are a lot of courses, short-term courses, 3 months, 6 months course, multimedia, pentamedia, and all give a lot of courses on these things. 6-month certification course. You have also the 1-year course, practical courses. Okay. Darshana, yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
1 second. Darshana wanted to ask me something. Yes, go ahead, please. Last question.
Okay, ma'am. There's a stream of engineering like environmental engineering, ma'am. Can you what used in the environmental engineering, ma'am?
Petrochemicals and environmental studies in it. It is a different stream in engineering. It is available at Dehradun. It is available in Shulini University. And then I think in Jindal. They all are about your air pollution, your environmental pollution, hazards and stuff like that, and coming up with solutions for this. Okay.
Last question, ma'am.
Yeah, Lalantika has never got a chance, so I'm going to give it to her. Hers will be the last question. Yes, go ahead, Lalantika.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
I have one doubt. Will ChatGPT create more opportunities for engineering stream or will it impact them?
So once upon a time, if you speak to your grandmother, she would say how she was grinding dosa maavu or idli maavu using that grinder, handheld mortar, pestle, right? But today, we are actually either directly ordering it through an app or we have a mixer grinder at home. Has electronic and electrical things made life easier, but has it made away with the jobs? No. Correct? So ChatGPT is also like that. See, and again, let me tell you, there are a lot of, once we develop an app or once we develop a technology, remember, we also have a testing ground. So behind, this is something that came up in the ethical questions in one of the colleges recently. When you use ChatGPT, there are apps wherein your lecturers or the persons checking your papers can very easily check whether you have used ChatGPT or whether you have done the work yourself. While things can be made easier by ChatGPT, it does not replace human knowledge. Remember that.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
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 Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
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 Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Hemlata ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful, very much interactive session. It's a kind of knowledge sharing session. Transformation of your knowledge and experience to the children was really benefited. And the energy is throughout the session with the children also. Very happy about it. Thank you so much, ma'am. Looking forward for more such sessions in future also.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
such wonderful participants. All the best to all of you. If any of you need any career guidance or anything, please do reach out to M. Lata ma'am. She will direct you to me. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.